And welcome back to centralcoastradio.com. Well, there is a brand new Australian film that is part of the Monster Fest lineup. And last night I was at the world premiere of this film at Monster Fest in Melbourne. Now, so strange because the film was actually only completed a few days prior to it actually screening at Monster Fest. It is called the Emu War, and let me tell you, this is one of the most outrageous comedies we have ever created here in Australia, and I have to say, I love it. The Emu War, for those of you that don't know, is was an actual event. Really, it was a time when the Australian Army were called in to try and get rid of emus because there was an overpopulation of emus, and they actually lost because they just couldn't kill them, basically. Now, in this film, The Emu War, it is treated entirely different. It's just directed by a bunch of people, including John Campbell, Lisa Feinberg, Jay Morrissey. It's written by a stack of different people as well. All those people basically had a go at the writing of it as well. But this film goes that one step further. Basically, it centers around a character called Major Meredith, who is a World War One veteran, played by Damien Callanan, and he has always hated emus because his son was kidnapped and he believes killed by emus. So he is very quick to sign up for this war when Harold Holt calls for ex-servicemen to get into the military and take on these emus. But in this case, the emus are fighting back. There's a queen emu, and she's organized an army with guns and bombs and stuff like that to take on the Australian military that is trying to kill them. Now, Major Meredith soon starts to put together his own platoon to go behind enemy lines, and that includes his daughter, who he doesn't realize is his daughter, played by Lisa Feinberg, who just wants to win over her father's praise, but he keeps on saying that no, he only ever loved his son. His daughter was a disappointment, and things like that. There's also a rough and tough soldier played by Dane Simpson, another one played by Aaron Gox, and basically these guys are sent in to do the absolute dirty work and try and kill this queen emu. There's also other characters in there, including Australia's horniest man, who they want to send in to seduce the queen emu. There's a stand-up comedian who's actually terrible at doing impersonations, but Harold Holt, for some reason, is fascinated by her. He sends her in to try and be an emu, to try and kill the queen emu as well. So this is an interesting film because it doesn't try to be anything different than just a funny film. It feels like you're going back and watching the skits from the D generation that we all grew up with on the Late Show, things like Barge Ass and stuff like that. But like even Shit Scared, the one that Mick Malloy and Rob Sitch used to do, it has all of those kinds of feels to it. There's lots of wrong humor, and when I say that, I should warn you that things like incest and bestiality are joked about in this film. There's a few politically incorrect jokes in there that at the world premiere last night had people kind of laughing and then groaning as they realize, should I have laughed at that? But look, this is just an absolutely fun film. You will laugh from start to finish. There are times when you'll be grossed out, but that is all part of the cinema experience of the Emu War. Like, this is kind of a throwback to the films that like Yahoo Serious and people like that were making, where they are completely outrageous to the point where you're either going to love this film or you're going to hate it. But look, acting-wise, Damien Callanan is great in this. As someone with the acting credibility of him, he could easily have said, no, I'm not going to do this crazy film. He does it and does it really, really well. But the people who come out as the real stars of this film are Aaron Gox and Dane Simpson. They are such a great comedy duo on screen together that they steal the show for a lot of this film. The special effects and stuff like that are kind of like what you would see in Sharknado. There's no apology there. The directors and writers of the Emu War have tried to make this like a not even B grade, a C D grade kind of funny action film, and it works. It parodies stuff, and it works really, really well. I don't think I've heard an audience laugh as much as I did in a cinema as I did last night for a long, long time. And look, I was joining them and laughing as well. This film is going to gross out some people, and some people are not going to like it. But seriously, for me, going in and wanting just a funny film, it worked. It was brilliantly funny. It was wrong. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5. I really, really enjoyed it. Other people won't. Like, I know, for example, Lee wouldn't like this. If she went and saw this film, she probably would have walked out or given it 1 star. But I'm giving it 4 out of 5. I thought it was outrageously funny, and it's uncovered some absolute comedic gems in its cast. So 4 out of 5. Go and check out the Emu War if Monster Fest is coming to your capital city soon.